Tommy, can you start by telling me what your company does?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Swick Logistics is a 3PL brokerage, and we partner up with four other carrier companies with a combined fleet of around 800 trucks. Our facilities include terminal and a warehouse located in Chicago, and we currently serve more than 100 clients, mostly shippers and freight forwarders. We have a strong focus on expedite shipments currently, but our service spans with multiple divisions, including dry van, reefer division, and flatbed transportation, which allows us to meet the diverse needs of wide range of our clients.
And maybe Tommy, just to expand a bit, in case you have some potential customers watching this video, you said expedite. What does that entail?
I mean, that mostly connects with freight forwarding business, which a bunch of shipments are time sensitive, and the equipment that allows us to be very fast in delivering our customers' freight are mostly box trucks and dry vans, and of course, sprinter vans for smaller shipments. But when I say expedite, I mean actually that the focus is on spot market and time sensitive shipments.
What makes Swick Logistics stand out from competitors in your industry? Is there a particular niche of the market or typical customer?
I believe that what truly sets Swix apart is our ability to maintain that personal touch and strong customer relationship, despite our, let's say, rapid growth and all the integrations of various technologies that we did and software that we implemented, which have automated our services. I think that our commitment to transparency combined with our 24/7, 365 availability, it's something that gives confidence to our clients and fosters trust and long-term partnerships.
What was your purpose for purchasing a platform like Speed to Quote, and why did you choose to work with S2Q Systems?
Yeah, that's that's pretty interesting story. As you know, we first met in back in April in Phoenix on the TIA convention. I met Alex and Brian. We had a great time together, and I think after like 2 days, we started talking about, hey, what guys are, what you have to offer to us, and when I learned more about Speed to Quote, I recognized that it offers many solutions to our current challenges when it comes to quoting the customers. Previously, we lacked access to the kind of insights that Speed to Quote provides, such as, let's say, win-loss ratios when quoting customers, customers' preferred equipment, target areas, margins, different margins of different equipments, and stuff like that. So considering that we are only a couple of months in, we are still trying to wrap our heads around all the new data that Speed to Quote offers to us.
At a high level, how is your team using Speed to Quote? What does that look like from day to day?
Yeah, as I mentioned before, we are still in trial phase, only I think 3 or maybe 4 months in. So basically, everybody's still getting used to using the software on a daily basis. We have a huge number of quotes that are coming to our inboxes. And in the spot market world, if you don't have an option in a couple of minutes, you've basically lost the load. So every second counts, and every extra step in quoting process is a potential issue. But I believe that it will very quickly become a seamless part of our daily routine. And in the meantime, we continue to work with our team day to day to support them throughout the transition.
Who is using Speed to Quote within your company, and what percent of the sales force do you think this represents?
So we are using the software across three levels in the company. First level, of course, our brokers use it primarily for quoting customers, while team leaders and their supervisors use it to oversee the daily quoting processes and all the issues that arise. And meanwhile, management and sales leverage the reports to extract the data, and with that data to develop new strategies and fine-tune our approach to our clients.
Yeah, and Tommy, just to add a bit more color, before implementing our platform, how much harder was it to be able to, quantify all these opportunities that your team was working on?
It's a good question. Actually, I don't know how to describe it. It wasn't harder because we were not aware how many things that there is that we don't control. Right now, when we figured that out with all the June data, now we can say that it was harder because we did so much with so little information. I can like say figuratively that we were in the dark most of the time. We're just trying to do our best. But right now, with this platform and with this, let's say, fresh data and new data that we have, it's a bit more challenging actually to develop new strategies and implement everything. But we are going step by step every day. So
Yeah, implementing new things can always be a little bit challenging, but one of the things that our customers have really enjoyed is the moment that they start using the tool, it automatically does capture all the reporting aspects of that quote and stores it for them instantly in their reporting without having to do a lot of, double data entry. Has that been helpful to your team?
yes, definitely. That, and also it's much easier when you have like, for example, if you open a quote and you immediately have a couple of instances that before the software you should find those information manually on a couple of let's say websites or our TMS or stuff like that. But right now we immediately have DAT rate view data. We have our data for the lane that is quoting. We are working on FreightWave sonar integration also. So we'll have a couple of different, let's say, inputs so we can figure out a rate quicker.
Yeah, we hear that a lot. In what we heard from other customers previously was, quote requests would come in, and the broker or the salesperson would have to physically look up a lane in their TMS. Then they'd have to physically go to their favorite rate source to look up. And then, sometimes they'd have to double check and run the miles and do the calculations. And then they have to, make sure the margin that they're adding or their calculations are accurate. And what we found from our customers that they love is exactly what you just articulated, Tommy, which is everything pulls up right within their email. They can see their favorite data sources. It runs the distance automatically and applies proper calculations so they can get a quote back to their customer.
Yes, yes, definitely. One more thing you reminded me, we have like a completely different approach to building our rate that we are sending to a customer because up until now, we always just added the dollar amount, the markup on our, let's say, target carrier rate. But right now we can focus more on the margin and follow the margin through the reports and then just fine tune whatever we think it's better to do. Should we raise? Should we lower? Should we stay on the same? But we are not adding $200 anymore or $100, $150. We are just right now started to add like 7%, 8%, 11%. What is our monthly average margin? Should we go lower than that, higher than that, and stuff like that? So it's pretty interesting and exciting.
And I would imagine it's probably easier to make those decisions now that you can start to see how you're quoting win and loss ratios have been at the customer level.
Easier and quicker. That's more important for us that we can catch the trend quicker, much quicker than before, because before we were only relying to let's say personal feeling of a broker or a salesperson. Hey, what's up with this customer? Why we have like lower numbers or higher numbers? Before the speed to quote, we needed like a couple of weeks to figure that out. Right now, you can see in the week-to-week basis, and you can react quicker and figure out what's the problem.
Got it. Yeah. I think that's an interesting point there, Tommy, because, we hear, similar things a lot where it's, you have a group of employees or brokers in your business and they have an intuition of what they feel the rate should be or what they should be quoting. But then when you implement the Speed to Quote platform, you start to see, hey, what are you actually doing live? Quoting across your customer base, what are you actually booking trucks for? And you can instantly see that within the platform when quoting. It really becomes almost an eye-opening experience because, maybe those intuitions might have been right in one person, but completely off in another person. And being able to have everyone leverage that information in front of them just makes for a more efficient process.
Definitely, 100% agree. Because of course we have like around I think 25 brokers right now in our company. Everybody's different. Everybody has a different recipe for building up their price, for building up the relationship with the clients, and we are starting to catch those patterns right now, or again fine tune with a particular broker to see what he can improve with one customer or a group of customers. And I mean, it's really eye-opening experience, definitely.
That's great.
Tell me what you're doing with the results from the reports that you generate. Do you feel like you could add to that?
Yeah, of course, definitely. We right now we have like we have a whole bunch of great ideas. We cannot manage to implement everything, but right now we're working with Alex on building one master sheet, master report that will combine quoting data from speed to quote and our actual delivered data from our TMS, so we can compare. First of all, does everybody use the software properly? And furthermore, that we can never see the same numbers, because what are you quoting in October is probably not going to deliver everything in October. So we have some overlaps, but we came to the conclusion that we should see similar numbers. And we are working on building that master sheet, so we can, with that data, combined data from speed to quote and our TMS, we can develop new strategies and plans for each and every customer in the next week, month, quarter, and etc.
So to recap that a little bit, Tommy, so our team is working very closely with your reporting and your data to craft information and reports based on what is important to you and your business.
Definitely, yes. Alex is our main guy. I mean, he's a great guy. He goes above and beyond to first to understand our workflow, to understand our ways of quoting, to understand the needs of our customers, and he's been great so far. Because I mean, whatever we asked him, no matter how ridiculous the request is, he just goes, "Let me see what I can do." Couple hours later, "Hey man, can I call you back?" Boop, new report. I did this, I did that. He's been so helpful, and I mean, those reports are really changed our perspective on the whole business. And yes, we are constantly improving it week by week. Our management and our sales department, account executives, we're just like spending hours and hours with him online or without him, trying to figure out what we do need, what we don't right now, so we can filter up everything and then come to the right information that we need.
That's Tommy, that's great to hear. I know there's probably some other software vendors out there that they might frown upon having that much engagement and working with their customers, but we empower our account managers to really spend whatever amount of time that they need to make sure the customer is getting exactly what they need. I mean, we are super customer centric in our sales process, in our support, and in our development. And I'm so happy to hear that you're having that experience with our team.
Definitely, yes. I always like to say they didn't try to sell me anything when we met, so we just talked about our problems, and it just happened that you have like a product that is a solution to our problems. And that's one thing that I really appreciate when it comes to you guys. I never got a no for an answer, as opposed to other softwares, especially much bigger companies that are like just don't care if you have some issues or not. So can we just change this from Eastern to Central? No, we can't do that. So you're telling me that 21st century, 2024, you can't change the time in your software. You can, but you won't. So yeah, I mean, it's a great thing. And when we talk, I can see that you're always spending time on developing, on improving your software. You always have some new update. Alex told me that you have like team of 8 developers that are constantly like working on the software, which has been great. And every issue that we had was resolved like in a no time. So
No,
kudos
that's
for
great.
that. Yeah.
Thank you, Tommy.
It's really a pleasure to be your customer.
That's awesome.
Great to hear. Have there been any revelations or information out of Speed to Quote that has surprised you or made you change how you look at the business?
Yes, we were, for example, we were very surprised to find that the win percentage with some customers with whom we have a strong relationship and receive a substantial volume of business, it was lower, much lower than we expected. And that insight has given us a deeper understanding of their business, how they operate with their customers. Because, when you have a feeling, okay, this customer gives us everything that they have, and you see that they don't, that's something that's very interesting and should be looked at, let's say. Additionally, we also learned that we mentioned this a couple of questions ago. We observed that some brokers follow like consistent quoting patterns regardless of the outcome, whether they win or lose the quote. They're always quoting the same. So with this data, we can clearly identify our strengths and, of course, areas for improvement, which allows us to better educate our staff and enhance their performance.
How has Speed to Quote changed how you manage your team?
Yes, that's again exactly what I mentioned in the last question. We can now identify our strengths and weaknesses more clearly, which enables us to provide targeted support in our team in areas where they may need some additional guidance, let's say. And this deeper insights allows us to set more advanced KPIs. We can reorganize teams, mix and match our brokers with different customers, strategically pair them. If one group of brokers is, let's say, overwhelmed with quotes this week, we can quickly rearrange the team to, let's say, elevate the pressure and optimize the outcomes.
How does Speed to Quote assist you with planning or forecasting?
Speed to Quote significantly enhances our planning and forecasting capabilities right now. With this new data that we have, we can develop tailored strategies for each customer, and we can determine whether we should raise or lower our margins on a specific equipment or in particular areas. Also, we can assess the workload of our brokers, as I mentioned before, especially senior brokers with great results who work on excessive number of quotes and potentially have missing opportunities because of that. So we can disburden them and reassign some of the customers temporarily, and also utilize everybody's strengths in the right way, let's say.
What has your customer experience been like with S2Q Systems?
Nothing less than perfect. Definitely. Yeah, we talked about Alex. He's a great guy. Brian is also a great guy. We had a great time in Phoenix. We hang around as much as we could. And again, it was so weird because they were not like pushy at all. They were not trying to sell us anything. We just met and talked about our company, and when they saw that there is something that they can help us out with, it was not a question that we will try out Speed to Quote, definitely. So shout out to my brother Alex in Miami. I hope he survived these hurricanes. Yeah, I mean, you guys are really great, and it's as I said before, it's a pleasure to be your customer. He's available also 24/7, night and day, whenever I need him. I just text him on Teams, and he's there always, even if he's marked as busy. Do not disturb. I disturb him, and he's there.
That's great. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, just to reiterate, it's so important for us to be super customer centric. I mean, it is everyone's empowered to respond as soon as possible to any request, big or small. We are all busy and we all have things to do, but without our customers, we're really nothing. So thank you very much.
No worries. Pleasure is all mine.
Tommy, what do you currently see as issues in the transportation and logistics industries?
Well, obviously, besides the current market conditions, which have an impact on everyone, I think fraud and theft is one of the main issues lately. I mean, scammers are becoming increasingly skilled in finding more and more loopholes every day. And as a result, we must invest more time into implementing prevention strategies and protecting ourselves from hacking attacks and phishing attempts, etc. I believe this is one of the main issues that slows down the processes in the industry, but also undermines the trust in the industry, which is at disturbingly low level right now, and creates like heated tension amongst stakeholders. But I'm also confident that good will defeat bad every time. So we are giving best to prevent that.
Good to
That's
hear.
great to hear.
How do changes in the market or transportation industry issues impact your work? And how does having speed to quote help you through those issues?
Well, not different from anybody else. I mean, our margins dropped significantly in past 2 years, and our expenses went up, of course, due to inflation. It's a, let's say, a constant everyday struggle to stay profitable and to keep the balance between the customers and the carriers, so both sides can be satisfied. But I strongly believe in the saying that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So I'm confident that the challenges we are facing right now will ultimately equip us with valuable experience, making it easier to navigate future issues when the market conditions improve.
Thank you. Is there anything else that we should know about Swick Logistics or working with S2Q Systems?
I mean, I can talk about Swick night and day. I think one thing that it's worth mentioning, and also what I'm proudest of, is our rapid growth. In only 4 years, we went from 3 employees to almost 100 employees right now across 3 continents.
Wow.
And yeah, and amazing numbers. And during that time, we have built an amazing team, and it's a real pleasure to work with all these people and watch them grow every day. And even though we are currently experiencing rough times in the industry, as you already know, I can proudly say that we are breaking the records all over the place, and we managed to continuously grow our business. I believe that speed to quote will have an important role in our growth, and I'm free to say that even though we are still in the first phase of using the software, we are already starting to see return of investment. And I would definitely recommend everybody in our business to utilize this software because, as I said, return of investment comes really fast, and you just start to see more and more benefits day by day. And also, I wish you guys the best of luck in your future endeavors. And once again, I'm really glad I'm your customer. I'm pretty sure I'm most satisfied customer of yours. And thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Tommy. It was a pleasure.
Pleasure is all mine.